Hey, do I have anything on my teeth? I just had a cookie. So, um, I I have a hat on again because for some reason my barber, every time I tell him to take a little bit of my hair off, he cuts my hair so damn low that I just don't want to be out in public with my hair cut. Like this looks fine, that's all good, but underneath the hat is terrible. Um, Anyways, people asked me if I was gonna do any more videos, so why not? I'm happy to report that tomorrow's my last day in my outpatient therapy, so that's been going good. Outpatient is crazy. Everybody has a story about something, but it's also very helpful. So um, the groups, I like the groups. Shout out to the therapists because they're awesome. So tomorrow's my last day. It's good, but I'm also kind of scared because now I have to take the tools that they taught me to make sure that I stay alive, to make sure that I handle situations differently. I guess I've learned that people get sad or upset about certain situations. I get extremely sad and extremely upset about situations, whereas people get angry. I tend to get extremely angry. So I have to manage that on top of my anxiety. So um, a lot of my anxiety right now is because I hope that I have the tools to do that. I hope that I have the tools to make sure that I'm not messing up my life again. Make sure that, I guess, one of the things I didn't describe is how it feels to actually be suicidal. I know in my last video I said that out of all my attempts, this time it felt so real. I have a lot of people that love me, and I realized through this whole thing how many people really love me, how many people really have my back, and how many people don't give a shit about me being different than them. They just embrace me and they love me. So to all of you who's been very supportive, thank you very much. But when you're in that headspace, it's like one of the darkest places you could ever be. So you heard me talk about my son Milo. I love him to death. But even in that instance, when I snapped, that didn't even matter. It's the darkest, deepest pain you can have, and nothing and no one can fix it. And the scary part to me is that because this time seems so real with me wanting to take my own life, it's scary walking around here knowing that any moment I have it in me to end everything. Before, it was, yeah, I could do that, but you still feel some sort of, you're kind of afraid, I guess. I've become less afraid of doing that, but at the same time, I've become more afraid of myself, knowing that I have it in me to do something like that. So, they like what they say about drug addiction. Every day is like a constant struggle. Same thing with mental health issues. Every day is a constant struggle. But I feel better, a lot better. Today was a good day. I have to realize that some days I'm gonna have good days, some days I'm gonna have bad days. But when I have bad days, it doesn't mean that you know I should just throw in the towel and give up on life, because I realize that I do have a lot of things to live for. I left my appointment the other day, walking outside just to have the sun on my face. That's something that I know I wouldn't have been able to have if I did what I was trying to do. So, one of the things that I also realized too that I wouldn't have in my life if I wasn't here um, is to hear my son laugh and to see him smile. That makes my day all the time. And another thing is a chance to redeem myself and prove to myself that my life is worth living. So that's good. One of the main things I want to talk about that kind of does stress me out is the fact that going back to work. I'm due to go back to work very soon. Sooner than I would like to, but from what my therapist says, if I don't just jump into it, I'll probably be more depressed and have more anxiety. But I'm super fucking anxious about going back to work. Not anxious in a good way, so much anxiety. One of the things I didn't say as far as my story goes is when my affair got exposed, the woman I was having the affair with, her husband, my favorite asshole in the world, he took it upon himself to use the tools that he uses for his job, which is illegal, I found out. So yeah, I'm gonna get that straight. I'm not letting that go. But anyways, he tracked me down, got all my information, got my wife's information, was able to have access to our phone numbers and everything, because he basically found out about me and his wife. Again, it's not right what I did at all. However, my thing is, how far do you go to destroy someone's life because they were sleeping with your wife? So anyways, he took it upon himself to send a text message that had my boss on it, had my co-workers on it, had his wife's family members on it, and had my wife on it. And what he did was, somehow he got a hold of some text messages that me and her were sharing. And when you're having an affair, the text messages that you share are not about, let's go out and have coffee. So he, in one quick moment of just hitting send, demolished so much in my life. And I understand what I did was wrong. Affairs are wrong. It's a choice. I made a bad choice. I shouldn't have done it like that. If I wasn't happy in my relationship, I could have left. If I wanted to be with someone else, I could have waited. Those types of things I could have done. So I'm not saying what I did was right, but it doesn't mean what he did was right. They say two wrongs won't make a right. This was a fucked up wrong. So basically, by sending all that, not only, usually when there's an affair and it comes out, it's between you and your spouse and the person you had the affair with, right? And then that person's spouse. But now everyone at my job knows. My boss even knows. And it's not even that they know what we were doing. Like, again, intimate details about things that I think that's pretty shitty. I'm sure there's people who think I deserved it, including my wife. But I think to do it that way is pretty shitty. So with that aspect, I am anxious about going back to work, and not in a good way. So I figured one of the other reasons why I'm doing these vlogs is to tell my side of the story, to tell my story before I go back, so that anyone who sees this or hears about it, maybe it'll make it a little easier for me to go back. I don't know. I was told to journal. I like to write, so my therapist was saying to write all my stuff down, but for some reason I think this is a better way to help, and also to help someone else who's going through this situation. Maybe someone else could use some of these stories. So anyways, when I attempted to kill myself on July 2nd, this was a part of it. This all came out within a matter of seconds. My wife's telling me that I'm going to never see my son for the rest of my life, and it's my fault. And then this is out there in the atmosphere. This is out there in the universe. So now everybody knows what a piece of shit I am for what I did. There's a lot of things that he did to destroy his situation at home when he found out. But that's not my story to tell. Just know that he's an asshole, and he's, yeah. But anyways, I honestly just think that when you expose someone's whole life, it was beyond just getting even with me for what I did. You wanted to destroy me. Also, my wife sent on that text letting people know that I wasn't going to make it into work, and that I was being committed to a psych ward for trying to kill myself. So a secret that I tried to hold from everyone, my mental health issues, everything. A bunch of strangers, my coworkers, and my boss now know that too. So that, coupled with the fact that I had an affair, the intimate details of my affair, everybody knows. The whole world knows. So I guess that's another reason why it's okay to share these videos, because everybody knows anyway. So going back to work is going to be a struggle. Even though it's not supposed to be talked about, people are human. People whisper. I know people that only know me by face, maybe not by name, know that, oh, that's the girl who had the affair. Oh, that's the girl who tried to kill herself. She's got mental issues. That type of stuff makes me nervous. So another thing that has me stressed out today, my son is in Florida with my wife. Of course, I couldn't go on that vacation because I cheated. Totally get that. But my son's having his first big vacation without me. I love all the pictures that I'm being sent. It makes me feel good to see him so happy. But it's also kind of bittersweet because I'm not in any of those pictures. So his first vacation, he's not gonna, he calls me Tata, so Tata's not gonna be in those pictures, and that kills me. So I spoke to him today. FaceTime. I FaceTime my son every night. In Florida, over here at home, when he's home, I FaceTime him every night, but he didn't want to talk to me. I know he was distracted with his Kindle, but it kind of hurt because I don't see my son as often as I used to since all this. Although I do see him a lot. My wife's pretty good with that, but I don't see him like I used to. You know, waking up with him, going to bed, all that stuff. Again, when you try to kill yourself and there's children around, DCF gets informed as a formality. So for 45 days, you can't have your son the way you want to have your son. That's what it equates to. So no overnights, no nothing, which that's about to end soon too. I think next week. So then I can start having him more. But I don't know, it hurts. I miss him so much. But he's Mr. Big Shot right now. He doesn't want to have anything to do with me because playing games on the Kindle means way more. But anyways, I'm extremely tired. I'm going to keep these videos going, keep being honest. Again, today was a good day. It was a really good day. Again, I have to appreciate the good ones and not take the bad ones so hard. So I'm learning that, and today was a good day. I appreciate everything that happened today. I appreciate all my friends and family for being so supportive. And amazingly enough, at times when she's not hating me, my wife is pretty supportive too. So, thank you. Have a good night.